Adam Schefter listed the Broncos amongst 3 teams that were worth bear watching for when it comes to where former Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp could end up. He was on Altitude Sports Radio, and I saw this tweet and wanted to pass it along to you guys because it has a quote from Schefter saying, if Cooper Kupp had his way, I think he would like to be in Denver. I think that'd be one of the places that would appeal to him. So, does Cooper Kupp want to be a Bronco? Well, I know this much. Broncos Country would love to have Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of a lot of Bo Nix's passes. So let's discuss how real it is, how possible it could be that Kupp truly does sign with Denver, what that cost could look like a little bit, and most importantly, would it be a good move for the Broncos to sign the former Rams receiver, the Super Bowl MVP back in 2021. Now, I think of the 3 teams that Schefter listed, Seahawks, Broncos, Patriots, all have really good pros and cons to them. From a New England standpoint, we'll go from east to west. They probably have maybe the most money to offer, and they're kind of in an exciting period where they've spent a ton. They're kind of retooling a little bit. Mike Vrabel's in charge, and they want to get a number 1 receiver for Drake May. And if you're Kupp and you're thinking, where can I go where I'm going to be the number 1 guy by a mile? It would have to be New England. So if he's looking for a place where he can build up a ton of stats to try and help his next contract out, the Patriots make some sense. As for the Broncos, I think it makes a lot of sense when looking at the quality of these 3 teams. Denver was in the postseason last year. It's a little bit more on the West Coast compared to New England by just a few hundred miles. And apparently Kupp would like to stay more on the West Coast, right? Went to Eastern Washington, played his entire career for the Rams. Maybe he doesn't want to learn about what 1 p.m. Eastern kickoffs are all about. So the Broncos, from a geographical sense, check 1 box. And you've got ascending quarterback Bo Nix, Super Bowl winning head coach Sean Payton. Why wouldn't he want to be a part of an awesome team that's coming up? And, that defense was fantastic last year. So he doesn't have to worry about putting up a bunch of points and the defense not living up to their standard and losing the game afterwards. So I don't think it requires much explanation as to why the Broncos would be appealing to him. As from a target standpoint, because receivers like the ball, he would be sharing a little bit of a role with Courtland Sutton and Marvin Mims in terms of the spotlight. So that's maybe one ding compared to New England. But a better team-wise, if he wants to go somewhere where he can have a better chance of winning, it's going to be the Broncos over the Patriots. As for Seattle, it's kind of like a blend of the first 2, right? You've got Jackson Smith and Jigba there, but there's no more DK Metcalf, and there's no more Tyler Lockett. So there would be a big role for Kupp in Seattle. Plus, I believe he's from Washington, the state, went to Eastern Washington. So him and Colin Cowherd, all-time alums. Maybe a nice homecoming is on his plate. Also, could really relish the opportunity to play against the Rams twice. If he wants to stick it to them for cutting him, this is one great way to do it. So all 3 teams have pros and sure have some cons to it as well. But the Broncos, to me, definitely seem like a great opportunity for Kupp to join an up-and-coming offense with a good quarterback who's on the rise. And, of course, Sean Payton, who always gets a lot out of his wide receivers. And I could see this being a nice fit for both parties. Now, I'll give you my thoughts overall on Kupp, which we talked about before on the channel. But really quick, make sure to subscribe because if a Cooper Kupp signing happens, we're going to get a video out. And as long as it's not a 1 a.m. signing, we're probably going live. So make sure you are part of the Broncos Breakdown. If you have not subscribed yet, help us reach our 35,000 subscriber milestone before the month is up. So all that positivity, I'm not going to say it's going to come to an end right now, but it's time to have a little bit of reality come into the situation as well. Cooper Kupp is not as good as he was in 2021. He's had 2,000-yard careers in his entire NFL career. He's missed a ton of time over the past 3 years. He has struggled with separating since his Triple Crown 2021 season. It's gotten progressively worse. He's dealt with injuries. His body is getting older. Those are facts that we just can't ignore. Now, having said that, for the right price, after seeing DeAndre Hopkins sign for $5 million, if Denver could sign Kupp to, say, $7 to $8 million and get, let's just say 8. This is the number I'm kind of working with right now. $8 million for 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Even if he only plays 14 to 15 games, misses 2 to 3 weeks with probably like an ankle injury or some soft tissue injury, I think we can all agree that's an okay signing still. You were probably hoping for more of the 2021 version. Didn't quite get that. But for $8 million, I'll take 800 yards and 8 touchdowns and 80 grabs, right? I think that'd be a well-spent use of $8 million. I don't have 2021 expectations for him. If you do, I think you're going to be disappointed. If Kupp is looking for something north of $10 million, it's not my money. Denver has the cap space, but I don't think it's going to be a good investment. I don't think it's probably going to pay out quite like you'd hope for a $12 to $15 million signing. But for the right number, I'm definitely interested in. I'm not going to go as far to say you have to sign him no matter what. No, I might push back a little bit on that one there. Because I think this receiver room, while it's not filled with a bunch of names that all of your butt buddies are going to see in fantasy football drafts, but it does have, I think, some good pieces coming up. Marvin Mims, awesome in the last third of the season. Devon Vele, just after 1 year, showing a lot of promise as a rookie. Troy Franklin goes from a healthy scratch week 1 to catching playoff touchdowns. And then, of course, Sutton, who has been rock solid for the last 2 years now. I think this receiver room is better than people give it credit for. And, oh yeah, they added Evan Ingram as well at tight end. So, does Denver need Kupp like we need oxygen? Probably not. But you know what? Look around the AFC, guys. You're not taking down Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen with plumbers and electricians. Maybe Sean Payton feels like he has to make a big, sexy move. Right? Maybe he feels like we do need to get someone who can kind of push us over the top. And having someone with a lot of playoff experience would be a great asset. I could see that kind of just trickling into Payton's mind going, the injuries are hard to ignore, but the pros outweigh the cons in this situation. So let me turn it over to you. Put the headset on, be the host. Who is it that wants my job from our live show? Someone keeps clamoring for my job. Who is it? Yeah, Demented Tree. This is your opportunity, Demented Tree. Do you want to sign Cooper Kupp? We've been live for the first 4 days of free agency, and there's been a certain viewer who keeps super chatting asking if he could have my job. So, Demented Tree, this is your opportunity. Let me know. Give me a good answer. Yes or no in the comment section below. I'll kind of just summarize it with this. If you've been, going in and out of the video, my answer is yes with an asterisk. I'm not willing to get into a bidding war with 2 other teams for him and drive the price up. I think you probably draw a line in the sand at $10 million. If he wants to come play for less than that, let's make it happen. Anything more than that? Nah, I don't think it's going to be money well spent. And I think missing 10 games combined the last 2 years and missing about half of 2022 is a fair reason to point to. I think the aging and the injuries and the lack of separation in that stretch is enough to give me pause for a moment, but to go $8 million for the upside, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Right? The offseason's all about keeping your fan base interested, and this would definitely, I wouldn't say put butts in seats, but, get the fan base pretty energized in the month of March. And you're not trying to win games in March, trying to win games in, most importantly, January and February, and that's something Kupp has done before. So, for the right number, I'm in. But I wonder if Seattle would just be too appealing for a bit of a homecoming, playing the Rams twice, and he would have a good role in the offense with JSN now that Metcalf and Lockett are gone. That's going to do it for us on today's show. By the way, there's an awesome deal going on with our friends over at Fanatics. I'm just going to put this link at the bottom of the screen real quick here so you know about it. But if you want to get a Bo Nix jersey or you want to get some other Broncos gear, make sure you check out chatsports.com/fanatics. This link is also in the comments and description of today's video. So if you want to add more to your Broncos wardrobe without breaking the bank, check it out. It's a great way to support the channel as well. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and I'll see everyone later if we get some more signings or news, or tomorrow at the absolute latest.